Now, Trinamool member of the Parliament of the Lok Sabha, Mahua Moitra, was expelled today from the Lok Sabha after a debate on cash for queries allegation. As Mahua Moitra was not allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha during the debate despite Trinamool Congress's request to make her the speaker on behalf of the party during the debate. After the voting, which was in favor of Mahua Moitra's expulsion, the Trinamool Congress leader read out her statement outside the Lok Sabha, which she then came prepared with. All right, let's start off this discussion. Joining me on the telecast, quickly a response from Manav Jaiswal, TMC spokesperson. Manav, obviously the first response that I seek from you, and what is it in your defense that the TMC would like to say after there has been a recommendation that has been made by the committee? Not just a recommendation, but there has been a majority of the members of the parliament in the Lok Sabha who have voted for expulsion of Mahua Moitra.
Well, first of all, namaskar to the nation. Well, this is definitely a black day in the history of Indian politics, basically parliament. A woman MP, an elected woman MP, out of the 78 women MPs in the country, and she did not get an opportunity to speak. She did not get an opportunity to cross-examine the one who stated, yeah, I've written questions on her behest because she has pushed me to write it down. There is no cash transaction whatsoever has been proven as yet. And definitely the panel, the ethic panel, has gone ahead and recommended an expulsion. Whereas what was the majority of the ethic panel? Who were the leaders? The NDA, the BJP, whatever. And how it was, you had a new version of Cheer Haran when the ethic panel was actually cross-examining Mahua Moitra. We all have seen that. No need to worry about it. But I should congratulate Mahua Moitra. Not only me, every woman in the country, every Indian would love to congratulate Mahua Moitra that she has not bent down. She had her spine straight.
Okay.
And she had that courage.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because her ID and password were shared at 4 different locations multiple times, and there were questions that had been put over there at this point in time. Like I said, the probe that had been conducted by the ethics committee and the recommendation that came out. I mean, I'm just asking, just a very technical matter. Was it right or was it wrong for Mahua Moitra to share her ID and password with private entities, with private businesses? I mean, you're just harping about, you're just beating around the bush. That's the point. And I'm asking you straightforwardly, why do you think, you tell me yes or no? No, I don't want a stretched out answer from you, not a whataboutery that I want over here. All I want is a yes or a no answer.
Now listen to me. What is that reading on your screen?
I'm asking you a yes or a no answer. Was it right? Or was it wrong for a member of the parliament of the Lok Sabha to share her ID and password with a foreign entity, with a business entity, with a private entity?
What is the headline which is mentioning on the screen? Cash for query. Are you mentioning the password ID thing? Put it on the headline. Mahua Moitra has been expelled because she had shared her password and ID. And she had also given
that's exactly what the contention was. That's exactly what the moot point was in the Lok Sabha. That's exactly what the member of the parliament raised. That's exactly why there was a committee that had been formed to interrogate Mahua Moitra.
Now listen. They have failed to prove cash on query theory. That is proven. You yourself is only talking about the password and the ID sharing.
My headline does not say cash. My headline does not say cash for query at this point of time. There is a very technical matter over here for which Mahua Moitra herself is accountable. She has not been able to refute it because there is no way of refuting it. Anyway, quickly getting in, Advocate Anjana Kapoor on the telecast with me. She is the BJP spokesperson. Advocate Kapoor, how do you view this situation at this point of time over the points that had been used as arguments by the Congress, by the TMC and of course by the BJP? Finally, there has been a consensus that has been built on Mahua Moitra and her expulsion.
I would just like to start by saying that to to actually give a piece of an advice to Manavji that no, nobody is congratulating Mahua Moitra. And I'm telling you, definitely, and no women is congratulating her. What Mahua Moitra has done is that she has put the national security on stake. So I think everybody is congratulating the parliament's sovereignty, which has been upheld and which has been taken care of. What was happening is a rule of law, which is a supremacy. That is what is the law of the land is supreme, irrespective of gender, caste, and creed. So do not do the blame games and do not do a melodramatic scene out here. Secondly, I would like to also pinpoint, which has already been pointed in Parliament. This is not the first time. In 2005, when the Congress was in power, this thing has already happened. One Rajya Sabha of Parliament was from BJP also, who was being expelled. We were in the opposition. We took it with grace, not like you. To Mamta Banerjee ji by your media people who were there outside, and they asked her, what is your course of action now? She said, no, we will fight this whole scene politically, not legally. So you have an option, you can go legal and you can do things, but you cannot play and you cannot cry foul by saying that, oh my God, we did this, we didn't do that. She herself gave an affidavit, and the affidavit tells that, yes, she has shared it with Mr. Hiranandani and many other people, which will be done in the court of law. And for your kind information, sir, me also a lawyer, and one of the panel is also a lawyer out there. We are telling you one thing for sure. Parliament does not do investigations related to the trail of the money that has been done by the CBI or the ED. It is not done by the Parliament. Secondly, it is the ethics committee which has brought up with the report. It is only talking on the rules and the regulations which is inside the Parliament, that you cannot do it, your ID and password which you have written under oath, under the members form, which you have written it down in the form, that you will not give your ID to anybody.
Advocate Kapoor, you've made your point. Quickly also getting in Nikhil Jain, he is a political analyst. Nikhil, quickly a response over here. You know, there has to be a differentiation that needs to be made. One is about the tainting of the dignity of the House, and that is the contention that has been raised in the Parliament. That was the contention that was raised by the Ethics Committee, and there has been enough fact finding that has been done. There is enough proof to provide evidence that Mahua Moitra ended up sharing her ID and password with different entities, private entities, which was wrongful, and therefore it's a violation of the constitutional law. It is the violation of the ethics of how the House works, and therefore there has been a vote that has been then against Mahua Moitra and for the expulsion of Mahua Moitra.
Megha, so there are two things to it. One is an allegation for cash for query, and two is the sharing of password credentials.
Correct.
So far as the sharing of the password credentials is concerned, that is undisputed. Mahua herself has said that yes, I did share it with Mr. Hiranandani. The problem of propriety of corruption is in the cash for query allegation. So far as sharing of password is concerned, there is no rule that the Ethics Committee has been able to point out that Mahua Moitra has broken. If indeed she has taken cash for sharing her password for perpetuating the business interests of a particular group, that is wrong, she should be expelled. But the Ethics Committee did not look into it. Now, it's very well for the BJP spokesperson to come and say that the Parliament does not do investigations, but there were certain allegations made, and in furtherance of those allegations, you have disqualified a member of Parliament. So without that investigation, you cannot convict somebody. Sharing of password credentials is not something that is illegal. It is certainly not a violation of constitutional law.
It is not illegal. It is not
I would challenge the BJP spokesperson on the panel. I would challenge the BJP spokesperson on the panel to point out the specific rule of the Parliament procedures. Any statute,
on the floor of the House, there was a member of the Parliament of the Lok Sabha by the name of Miss Gavit. She has gone, Hina Gavit. She has said there is an oath taken under the rule of, I will like to again, I will ask my team to play out that soundbite. There is a rule, and under that rule, there is an oath taken by all parliamentarians, and they are asked to keep their IDs and passwords sacred. They are not allowed to share their IDs and passwords. So, I mean, if you are saying, I mean, if you are so confident of saying that, I'm going to put down that soundboard, I'm going to ask my team to put that out. But also,
one short point.
Quickly.
Are we for sure that no member of parliament ever shares their login credentials with their team? So if I am a member of parliament and I have a legislative assistant, or I have a friend, or I have a son, daughter, brother, friend, can I not share it with them? And how is the BJP trying to make this a question of national security? I don't understand. They say it has been accessed from Dubai. So you should have had checks in place if it indeed threatens national security for that. They say that it has been shared with a private citizen who is a citizen of India but has relatives who are foreign nationals. So many members of parliament have relatives who are foreign nationals. Shashi Tharoor's son is an American citizen. That is just all up in the air that the BJP is trying to prove. And last but not the least, if indeed it is a violation, if indeed other members of parliament are doing it, why is only Mahua Moitra targeted for it? Why is she expelled and not suspended? And the Mahua Moitra allegations came to light on, I think, 13th of October. Before that, on 10th of October, Ramesh Biduri had abused a sitting member of parliament. Nothing has been done in the Ramesh Biduri matter, but in Mahua's case, so swiftly everything happened. 106-page report was prepared by the ethics panel within a day of them questioning Mahua. Mahua was never allowed to cross-examine Darshan Hina Nandani, whose affidavit was given, and that is the biggest proof against from Mahua's
I think there are going to be legal recourse that is going to be taken. There is going to be a legal probe that is going to be instituted in all these individuals that have come up, including Darshan Hiranandani.
She's already been given the punishment.
No, the punishment is about her sharing the ID and password irrespective of whether she is taken cash or not taken cash. There is going to be further probe that is going to be, which is not part of the ethics committee jurisdiction, which is part of the legal recourse, legal jurisdiction, and that's what is going to take place. And
on
that note, Advocate Ashwini Dubey, quickly a response from you. I want to understand the legality of things over here. When we talk about sharing of the password and the ID, in terms of the constitution, what are these laws that then, if in violation of a member of the parliament sharing these important information, sharing these IDs and passwords, will then be called a violation of the rules that at this point of time are etched in our constitution? If you could shed more light into it.
Here, Megha, the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha specifically mention this fact, and particularly Rule 275 subclause 2, which talks about the confidentiality clause, and also if there is a breach, then what procedure has to follow. So there is specifically mentioned about the confidentiality clause. Now, two, when the citizens of the country vote and elect representatives on their behalf, at least they can expect in return the accountability. Breach of privilege or contempt of the parliament house are the incidents that the member of the parliament have time and again failed to maintain the standards of accountability. Point 3 is two aspects were before the ethics committee. A, unethical conduct and contempt of the house, that is to say the privilege granted under Article 105 of the Constitution of India, the immunity to a member of parliament to ask the question. Moment you start asking questions in lieu of the gifts, that is what cash or money trail as to know is not to be proved by the ethics committee, because there is a legal maxim which is called quid pro quo, means the favor or advantage in return of something. The Darshan Hiranandani in his affidavit duly sworn before the Consulate General. The Mahua Moitra also in her statement have said that, look, I have taken gifts, but that does not mean that this is the prohibited under the Officials of Secrets Act. Now, third, three ministries, the IT ministry, the MEA and the Ministry of Home Affairs, they have particularly said that, look, the login ID and password, not 1, 2, 3 or 4, 47 times was shared from Dubai. The IP addresses have mentioned it in its report. Then is there not the confidentiality clause has to be maintained? How a person who has a business rivalry, who participated in a bet to get certain business in the India against a house, can use the login ID and password, and that too when the gift and cash has not been denied. Now, third, unethical conduct and conduct of the house. by accepting money, cash and kind amenities and various other facilities by member of parliament have been proved. Now, another aspect which is there, 15 members committee was appointed. Out of 15, the majority have given its opinion that look, the two aspects, so far as the criminality will be proved by the CBI, which has taken action and T has been registered as per the orders of the Lokpal. But the question is the unruly conduct. The question is the visits to the Dubai to meet a business house. The question is as regards the query whether accepting cash or kind above certain limits. The question is that during her oral evidence before the committee, she has not denied these things, and also the travel expenses, the allegations for renovation of government allotted bungalows, and all these things which the questions were put, that questions have been admitted. So where is this not the violation of the privilege which is given to the parliament?
Okay.
And that is yes. Megha.
Okay. All right. Quickly, I'll again get Manav Jaiswal. Manav, how would you like to respond to this? You'll have to unmute yourself, Manav.
Yeah, fine. I need to address a couple of things, which is very important. We are talking about everything about the Ethics Committee, the members of the Ethics Committee, the majoritarian vote which came against Mahua Moitra. We have all seen how the Chi-Raran happened during those couple of panel meetings. The third thing, which is most important today, was around 500 pages, was read by all the MPs within a matter of 2 hours, which is very good speed, really congratulate all the members of the parliaments on that. Simultaneously, if you have to understand that what really ventured into this, who is the person in question? My brother, Mr. Dubey, has categorically stated Darshan Hiranandani had some business interest with the rival, whoever it is. But the name is Adani. There is a 13,000 coal scam which Mahua Moitra spoke about. And if you look at the chronology, Rahul Gandhi was expelled. Why? He spoke blatantly about Adani and Modi ji. But Modi ji never took the name of Adani. He was sipping waters. He was so tired or probably so nervous. He was ready to sip waters and gulping, but never take the name of Adani. None of the panelists of the BJP will take Adani's name. Then you come down to Sanjay Singh from the opposition, talk about Adani, then he's been into some stupid reasoning of alcohol and whatever. I don't care. Then you come down to everybody down the line, whoever has been expelled or have been taken into act. But what happened to the Viduri ji, who blatantly abusing one of the members of the parliament? Elected member of the parliament. What happens to
We are talking about two different things.
No.
We are talking about
allow me to
I'm saying
answer.
there
Allow
is
me
a
to answer.
violation of the privilege that has been given to you with the election that has been done. You are the representative of the people. You are a member of the parliament. You have shared, which you have shared your password, you have shared your ID, which is in violation of the privilege that is accorded to you.
No. You have to understand one more
thing.
There
are two different things. I will raise that point in a different debate about how unparliamentary language is used in the parliament, unfortunately, and such leaders and such members of the parliament should be taken to account. But today my discussion topic is about Mahua Moitra, how she has been expelled and why she has been expelled. All right.
Now, you have to understand, Megha, just in November, the Parliament Committee has stated everybody should preserve their password. They could not be sharing it. Why do you have to bring in this statement? 500 added on MPs, maybe most of 700 MPs. They share their password and the thing with their executives. They are the people who write the letters. You have an OTP. You authenticate that. So that's not
why have they not been able to find that there are other members of the parliament whose IDs and passwords have been used in 4 different locations, hundreds and hundreds of times.
BJP would be doing this.
Okay.
You really think? Are you really so novice? This is a country which is going into an emergency, which is an undeclared emergency. Is the only opposition who's guilty.
Nikhil Jain, you want to make a point quickly.
Whoever BJP is supporting BJP, they are on the same side.
I want to quickly
do this.
Sir, I want to quickly point out that Mr. Dubey is lying on your channel right now. I'm reading from Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha Rules, Chapter 26, that pertains to parliamentary committees, general rules. He mentioned Rule 275, Subclause 2, that is given on page 102 of the book, 135 of the online available PDF. Subclause 1 reads, a committee may direct that whole or a part of the evidence or a summary thereof may be laid on the table. Subclause 2 that he mentions, which supposedly Mahua Moitra violated, reads as, no part of the evidence, oral or written, report or proceedings of the committee which has not been laid on the table shall be open to inspection by anyone except under the authority of the speaker. Please tell me, Mr. Dubey, how does this pertain to sharing of one's password credentials? It simply says that nobody other than the speaker can inspect a report that is under consideration. How does it pertain to violation of password credentials? And you look at any Indian Express report or any report that is summarizing the report of the ethics committee, no rule violation has been given because there has been no rule violation. It is all a whammy that the BJP has created because, as the TMC spokesperson said, Mahua Moitra raised the issue of the 13,000 crore coal scam done by Adani, as had Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of the Adani Hindenburg scam, stock manipulation scam that Hindenburg had brought out. First, Rahul Gandhi was disqualified. Now, Mahua Moitra has been disqualified, and this is just a pattern to stifle the voices of the opposition, not just against the government, but one specific industrial house, that is the Adani house. Is this not a worrying trend for the country? I don't think you are a BJP spokesperson. Let's be very honest. Does this not worry you?
Advocate Dubey, how would you like to refute this point?
Am I here to answer the question asked by a panelist, or am I here to
I am asking because he is at this point in time quoted a rule. He's talked about the ethics committee. He's mentioning about what the rules are. What is it that violation then will then accord a member of the parliament to be expelled? So I'm asking from you.
And I'm suggesting my friend to read page 42.
I can't hear you.
Page 42, para 52 of the committee report, which says that the committee are therefore of the firm view that not only Srimati Mahua Moitra and Kunwar Danish Ali had breached the confidentiality clause as contained under Rule 275, sub Rule 2 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, but also guilty of inciting the public by way of cunningly twisting the deliberations of the committee before the media, thereby giving a color of gross gender bias of the committee, which as per parliamentary practice and conventions regarding as an improper conduct and liable to be punished by the House. Then the report says the aspects before the Committee on Ethics, since there are two broad aspects of the investigation carried out by the Committee on Ethics, out of which one is the ethics and other is the criminality. The committee are of the opinion that based on the aforementioned sequential developments of event and the need for undertaking an impartial inquiry, then the unethical conduct and contempt of the House has been proved.
Okay.
So this has finds place. This is not I have made. This report has been made by a rule framing authority, the members of parliament, by citing the law.
I don't even know why at this point in time there is a contention being made by the opposition parties talking about whether Mahua Moitra's conduct and whether it was a violation of a privilege. Why are we even in two doubts about it? At this point of time, Manav is saying that there are several other members of the parliament who share their passwords and IDs on a regular basis. Where is the proof, Manav? Meanwhile, quickly getting in also Advocate Anuja Kapoor. So, Advocate Anuja, with all these allegations that are coming forth from the TMC and particularly from the Congress, there was also one big question that was being raised, saying that a whip has been issued by the BJP, by other political parties, which should not have been done because it obstructs the natural course of justice. How do you have to react to it?
I don't understand what is the problem of the other two panelists who prove to be anti-national. I don't understand why and how you believe that. Obviously, please be quiet.
Quickly, yes, please make your point.
So I just want to put it through.
That is the decorum of your party. You're going around calling panelists anti-national just because I don't agree with you. What do you think? You're going to shout at me and you'll intimidate me for that?
I'll come back to you.
Are you the first BJP spokesperson?
There have been charges that have been made by the other panelists as well against the BJP. So let her complete her point. I'll come back to you. Yes.
On the same day when this ID and login was being shared with her ex-person from Delhi, Dubai, Bangalore and USA, one person cannot be on each ID on every day. Cannot happen on the same time. So you have to rather, sir, do it. And what not, you have a legal issue ask your Mamata Banerjee to please go and take care of your legal issue. Don't shout on the debates. Go and take a legal issue. If you have so much of a problem and you think your Moitra is so much clean.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you're repeating your point, and you've understood. I've understood the crux of your argument over here. Quickly, Manav. Now, what is the legal recourse that Mahua Moitra has? What is it that the TMC is going to do? Also, the big question: why were you? I'm also intrigued to know why was the TMC? Why was Mamata Banerjee completely silent for the few weeks when this incident came to surface?
Now, first of all, I would like to understand what is anti-national. Am I anti-national? Put me behind bars.
You are.
Why am I allowed to sit on the panel?
You are an anti-national person.
I don't know why we are taking the discussion to a different direction. This was not about being anti-national or pro-national or being nationalistic. I don't know.
A woman like this who wants to make all the other panelists anti-national, it proves that what is the mindset that she's coming into. You should stop these people to come into the panel. I would like to
have a logical conversation over here, cogent conversation over here with regards to the rules and the laws of the Constitution, also with regards to what our penal laws say. Now, in such a situation where there at this point of time is contradiction, you at this point of time are twisting and molding laws, molding rules to your convenience will not really work, will not really stand in when it comes to the constitutional integrity of the house.
Now listen, Megha. First of all, who's Darshan Hiranandani? Is he an anti-national? No. He's a businessman. What did Mahua Moitra say? She uses his office, his junior clerks for clerical representations, for writing letters, and everything comes as an OTP. She has to authorize. You use an OTP for the banking transaction, even for buying an Amazon product. There's nothing anti-national about it. Yes. What is anti-national? A person cheating the country of 13,000 crores. What is anti-national? The American company talking about this stock. Inside trading, and whatever the money that is coming into, and no prime minister, no prime minister doesn't speak a word.
Who can write down the questions for her? She will use.
I don't understand this angle. I don't understand this angle of OTP. The fact that ID and password has been used, it is not even her PA who has used it. The fact that it has been used by different business entities, by the fact that it has been used by Darshan Hiranandani and his executives, does this not come under the violation of the privileges that have been given by the member of the parliament? I think we are holding a discussion on a moot point, and yes, of course, the Congress and the TMC are going to argue about it. They are going to be in favor of Mahua Moitra because there are political point scoring that has to happen. But it has to be an acceptance that need to be made by all political parties that there was something wrong that was done by Mahua Moitra. I'm not talking about any corruption charges that at this point of time have been levied against Mahua Moitra. I'm not even going down there. All I'm saying is that there are some ethics that need to be followed by a member of the parliament. You have been given the privilege, you have been given the opportunity, utilize it. You are a member, you are the representative of the people, act like one. You have to hold the dignity of the house, do exactly that. Or I'm completely out of time. I thank my panelists for joining me on the telecast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.